Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, November 18th, 2009. Well, the markets are slightly to the downside here, relatively light volume again, but you are seeing a continued weakness in the market. This is mostly due to some home sales data this morning that came out, and I'll discuss that in a small amount. But the key to this is also the dollar. The dollar is lower on the day, but is off the lows, and whenever the dollar has been moving up here, you are seeing the market sell off. It's really an amazing phenomenon that continues to be the case. And again, just note this here, folks. This little rollover right here on the markets, and again, I'll draw a line there to show you, that rollover coincided with a nice little move up in the markets, even from this little peak. And I just want to show you that again, folks. Take a look. See this peak where the market peaked all the way to this trough right here near a double bottom on the chart? Take a look at what the UUP did from those exact time frames, and I'm going to put that time frame directly up for you so you can see. Take a look at the UUP, which is the dollar index. From that low to this high, check it out. So this low to this high matches perfectly with this high to this low right here. Literally tick for tick on the dollar, the movement. Now all of a sudden we've seen the dollar kind of stall out a little bit, and that's giving on light volume the markets the ability to move back higher. And as you can see, so again, you can see the UUP right here, topping out right here, coming back in just a little bit, and that's giving the SPY a little bit of a move to the upside like so. Again, note the very, very light volume today, kind of mirroring yesterday afternoon. We've only done about 106 million on the SPY, still on pace for much less than 200 million today, but nonetheless the markets are slightly weaker. To give you guys sense of the markets, the Dow is down 46 points, the Nasdaq is down 19, and the S&P 500 down about 4. So it's a minor down day, but there are some key signals out here to the premium members of the Research Center and the chat room that need to be analyzed. Number one, they know about confirmation. What are we not seeing today again? You're not seeing confirmation of a certain move. Now, I can't divulge anything more than that unless you're a premium subscriber, in which case you know exactly what I'm talking about. But certain signals like this continue to make us believe that the direction that we positioned ourselves will be the correct move in this market. And again, it's based off certain key levels, key confirmations of Great Wall of China type plays, and continuing to note here how the market is moving in relation to the dollar and our projections on the dollar. So again, the dollar is slightly weaker today, but it's much off the lows, and that is pushing the markets to the downside. Again, the home sales data that I wanted to mention was you got some building permits out today, along with a few other things, home construction numbers out today, and really some ugly numbers here, folks, well below estimates on Wall Street, which I think is, again, we're not big news people here. We don't really believe in the news as having an impact, and I think the dollar is a perfect example of why the news means almost nothing. But today we got housing starts. Housing starts were down 10.6% month to month. That's a huge drop. I mean, that should be a shock to this market alone. In addition, building permits down over 4%. That's also a very negative number on the housing front. So housing stuff really ugly in the latest data that we received this morning, and has to be respected as that such. I mean, that's an ugly number, folks, down 10.6%. So again, the market's mostly paying attention to the dollar. The dollar, again, weaker, which is keeping the markets from really flushing out. In my opinion, if the dollar was positive or flat to positive, you would see this Dow down 100 to 150 points today minimum off of that home sales data. However, because the dollar is still lower on the day, down 6 cents on the UUP, and again, I'll show you that UUP chart. And again, the key is the dollar is down, but off the lows. But here's where we closed yesterday on the dollar. So you can see that the dollar is definitely weaker. Here's where we currently sit right here on the dollar. So the dollar much weaker than yesterday, but it is nicely off the lows as I drew that little line up, and that's putting pressure on the markets. But as I said, if that was not the issue, if the dollar was trading somewhere in this range up here or higher, you would probably see this market down 100 to 150 minimum on the Dow based off that housing data that we got out this morning. Now, going back to the SPY, folks, take a look at what's going on here. The SPY continuing to show some key double bottom technical levels. As you can see, the interesting thing about this, guys, is check this out. This morning, and those of you that are in the Research Center, and again, by the way, if you haven't joined yet, you have to join. You're missing out. All the rest of your fellow peers are joining, and they're getting a heads up on everything else that you're not getting a heads up on. So it's very important you do join. But one of the things we talk about is confirmation. And for those of you that are in the Research Center, I want you to take a look at this yellow-orange trend line right here. And note how you didn't have confirmation of a breakdown, and that told you the market was going to go up. In addition, right here, is there any confirmation? No, there is not, right? And again, if you know what confirmation is, you can exactly see that and look at the move up that you're getting. So you haven't had a confirmation break of 110.80, 110.80, which is this orange line. You have to look for confirmation breakdown there. And if you get that, you should make a move down to the lows from yesterday, which is at 110.50, and then ultimately down to the master level down here in the 200 moving average, right around that 110.34 level. 110.34 would be that level to watch. So keep a close eye on that, folks. And again, watch for confirmation. That is exactly why the market's been able to move up so gingerly and easily, is because you do not have confirmation here on a breakdown and no confirmation here. Now, again, that stuff we teach to you guys. It's the methodology of in the money stocks that has proven true and true over and over again. And you have to watch for signals like that. In addition, if you move up, you have resistance right here at the 20 and the 50. If you take that out, then you possibly go up to this point all the way up here, which is at 111.30 or so, right around the flat line on the day, really where we would get gap fill officially and so forth. If you take that out, 111.50 would be next, and then 111.69.70 would be up here as well. But any way you cut it, folks, the dollar continuing to have a good impact on this market. The dollar is keeping this market from really rolling over, but at least the move up in the dollar to cut the losses today has nicely pushed the market to the downside, down about 45 cents on the spiders, just under 50-point drop on the Dow at this point. All right, folks, so just a reminder, you got to join in on that research center. Very, very important to join in there. You got to get involved here. The methodology is so tried and true that it will blow you away with the key levels that we give, the methodology that we teach and educate. And we're all about giving you the fish in guidance, but also teaching you how to fish so you can do it on your own. And that's the bottom line, folks. Well, I want to have a mass in the money stocks group out there that's able to conquer the markets and compete with the likes of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. You need to become one of them ASAP. We'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. See you in the research center or the chat room. Take care.